has no one. Abbas and Ali, Abbas and Ali, of Ali, valiant Abbas, brother of Hussein, Abbas and Ali, Abbas and Ali. Hussein's little girl, Sakina Abbas, is crying for you. Where are you? You went to get some water from the river. You went to sleep there. Abbas Ali, son of Ali, valiant Abbas, brother of Hussein, Abbas Ali, Abbas Ali.
Well done. Can we have a salawat, please? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Is there anyone who'd like to read a Marthia? Okay, so now turn to page 7 and we're going to recite it all together. 7, yes. I need you to recite it loudly, okay? And that goes to your mamas as well. Okay. Can I have a salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Kullu yawmin ashura, kullu ardhin Karbala. Every day is Ashura, every land is Karbala. Kullu yawmin ashura, kullu ardhin Karbala. Every day is Ashura, every land is Karbala. Asked my Imam on Ashura, is there anyone to help in the way of Allah, in the way of Allah? Labbaik Imam, I am here, Labbaik Imam, I am here. Kullu yawmin Ashura, kullu ardhin Karbala. Every day is Ashura, every land is Karbala. Said my Imam in Karbala, for you I'll be an example of a Muslim, of a Muslim. Labbaik Imam, I'll follow you, Labbaik Imam, I'll follow you. Kullu yawmin Ashura, kullu ardhin Karbala. Every day is Ashura, every land is Karbala. Showed my Imam on Ashura the way to be successful through jihad, through jihad. Labbaik Imam, I too will strive. Labbaik Imam, I too will strive. Kullu yawmin Ashura, kullu ardhin Karbala. Every day is Ashura, every land is Karbala. Can I have a salawat, please? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Now, if you are 7 years and older, can you stand up, please? If you are 7 years and older, stand up. Huh? Sure. Are you sure? All right, you can sit down now. But from tomorrow, you're going to go to another class. Today, you stay with me, okay? Because she wants to stay here. Otherwise, I was going to send you off with her. Right. Can I have a really loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. So who do I have is a strong man here? Like really strong. Can you get me a chair so I can sit here? Thank you. You got to be really strong to do that. Yeah, you could take theirs, and if they went to sit down, I would really like to watch that. Come on, bring it. That's fine. There. Thank you. Now, because this is a majlis, for a little while, we're not going to take too long, I'd like you to be really quiet. It's hard, I know. It's really hard. But it's good to be quiet. Okay, can I have a really loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Can we start with the Surah Al-Fatiha? And we're going to recite it together loudly. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين صدق الله العظيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to give you some of the things that we do in a majlis at 4 o'clock. If you're 2 and under, you're allowed to walk around, crawl around, and your mummies need not worry too much. If you are 3, you're a bit grown up, so you could try and be quiet. So anything above 3, I find it difficult if you're going to talk a lot. But if you're sort of 2, 2.5, and you're still a baby, I don't know, some people are babies at 7. Have you seen them? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, some of them are like that. If you're a baby at 7, well, you could do the same. You could crawl around. But if you're grown up, then I would expect you to sit a little bit quiet. And you know, it's lovely. I can see a little girl with a notebook and pen. What's your name? Jannah. Oh, such an awesome name. So I have a granddaughter called Jannah. So Jannah's got a notebook and a pen. And the Prophet said that if you are a good Muslim, you would take a pen and a paper everywhere. And it's okay you didn't know that. But now from tomorrow, I hope you will bring a pen and a paper. Okay? And if you don't know how to write, it's okay. It really doesn't matter. So can I have a really loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So the first thing we're going to talk about, I wouldn't talk unless you were 2 years old. So turn around. Okay. So what we're going to do and learn in the next few days is Suratul Fajr. What surah is that? Suratul Fajr. F-A-J-R, Fajr. And Suratul Fajr is surah number 89 of the Quran. Which surah is it? Number 89. Again, what surah is it? Number 89. Suratul Fajr. And it is known as the surah of Imam Hussein. And who do we remember most in Muharram? Who do we remember? Imam? Exactly. So the Prophet said, if you recite Suratul Fajr every day until the day of Ashura, with 10 times Suratul Ikhlas. Which one is Suratul Ikhlas? Do you know? Which one? The one you recited. Which is Qul Huwallahu Ahad. If you recite it 10 times, then you will definitely go to Jannah. Who wants to go to Jannah? Oh, the rest of you don't. Your mummies obviously don't want to go. But hey, do you want to go to Jannah? Right. So what are you going to recite? Suratul Fajr and 10 times Qul Huwallahu Ahad. And if you don't know Suratul Fajr, even one line, and I'm going to teach you some of the lines, okay? Even one line is enough. Your mummies can recite the whole surah. You can recite one line. Is that good? Okay. So, okay, we're gonna do that in a minute, okay? What surah number was it? I forgot. I have to look at my book. I can't remember. 89, that's right. And you know how many verses, how many ayat? There's 30 ayat. Now, if you're smart, only if you're smart, how many do you think you're smart? How many think they're really smart? Oh my goodness. That means by the end of the year, by December, you will know Suratul Fajr. Is that good? Do you think you'll know it by the end of December? How about by the end of July? Wow. By the end of August? September? October? November? December? Good. Okay. So let's look at Suratul Fajr. How many ayat? How many verses were there? 30. Oh my goodness, that's not a lot at all. So what we're going to start off with is the first few verses, and we're going to look at them and see how much we can remember of them. And then I'll tell you a little bit about Muharram. Not much, a little bit about Muharram. So today we're going to look at 5 verses. How many did I say were there? 30. How many were there? 30. 30 minus 5 is, come on, without a calculator, 25. So today we're going to do 5. And then we'll keep on doing a few more until we finish 30. Okay? And it would be really nice if you just focus. I'm not going to take too long. So the first verse that I need you to memorize today is very simple. Wal Fajr. Can you do that? Wal Fajr. Again. Wal Fajr. That's all. Wal Fajr. And Fajr actually means dawn. What does dawn mean? My goodness, yes. Dawn means the morning when the sun just comes up. So Allah is saying, Wal Fajr. And when dawn comes, what goes away? What goes away? Yes. The night. And the night is dark. So when dawn comes, the dark goes away. When you start learning something, you stop being someone who doesn't know anything. So Wal Fajr. Again, Wal Fajr. Now at the time of Fajr, there are two lots of angels. One lot of the night angels and the morning angels. And they're changing shifts. That means the morning angels are taking over from the night angels. But there's two sets of angels. So Quran says, if you recite Quran at Fajr, two lots of angels are actually watching you. And they're writing down all your good things. Wal Fajr. Does anybody know what the time of Fajr was this morning? You do know? What was it? But what time was it? Because I know that's not the time of prayers. The time of Fajr Salah is 2 what? 2:38? 2:40? Oh wow, 2 minutes extra. I didn't know that. And what is the time for Fajr? When is dawn? When does Salah become Qadha? Okay, that's homework for tomorrow. Obviously, you're all struggling. Okay, I've got a mama there who's looked it up. Is that 4:15? She's looked it up. It's good. It's the best way to do it. So 4:15, the night goes away and the day comes. So between 2:30 and 4:15, I know it's early for you to get up. But if you can get up, the first thing you do is say Wal Fajr. What you going to say? I can't hear. Okay. Now the next line here says, Walayalin Ashr. Can you say that? Walayalin Ashr. What were the two lines? See, I'm getting old. You need to remind me. Wal Fajr, Walayalin Ashr. So Fajr was the morning. Layalin Ashr means the 10 nights. Does anybody know Arabic here? Oh my goodness me, so many. I'm going to pick on Jannah. Jannah, can you tell me the numbers? Wahid, Ithnain, Thalatha, Khamsa. Ashara. What is Ashara? 10. So this is Walayalin Ashr. And what is Layl in Arabic? Does anybody know? Yes. Night. And Layal is plural. Walayalin Ashr. And the 10 nights. Let's start again. How did it go? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Fajr. Walayalin Ashr. Again. Wal Fajr. Walayalin Ashr. So Allah is saying that Fajr or dawn is important. What else is important? The 10 nights. Now, which 10 nights is he talking about? Because he doesn't say, see in Arabic, if you say al, like you said, wal fajr, it means the. There can only be one dawn. But when it doesn't say al, it can be 10 nights. Which 10 nights is it talking about? Yes. Yes, that is one opinion, 10 nights of Muharram. Yes. What else? There are 2 other 10 nights that are important. Yes, well done. The last 10 nights of Ramadan. And there's a third one. Which are the third ones? Anybody know? Yes. Okay, that was what we said of Ramadan. There is still 1 month before Muharram. Yes. That's right. The first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah. So when it says Walayalin Ashr, you got to think of 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah, 10 of Ramadan, and 10 of Muharram. And what are we in now? Which month? Muharram. So we're going to focus on these 10 nights of Muharram. And what do we do on these 10 nights of Muharram? Do we just come to the mosque wearing black clothes and do we just cry? What do we do? Ruqayya? Okay. What else do you do? Jannah? You remember Imam Hussein. What do you do? You remember Imam Hussein. Absolutely right. Yes. Okay, you learn about Imam Hussein and his companions. What else? Absolutely right. You learn about new things. You learn how you can change your life for the better. So we're going to learn a bit of Quran. What was that surah number? I forgot. Fajr. What number was it? 89. How many verses? 30. And what was the first two? Wal Fajr. Walayalin Ash. I need you to repeat that. Wal Fajr. Walayalin Ash. And what does Fajr mean? Dawn. What does Layalin Ashr mean? The 10 nights. Okay, now let's see what Ayah 3 is. Okay, does anybody know Ayah 3? Somebody said they knew Surah Al-Fajr. Did you say you knew Surah Al-Fajr? Did you? What does it say? Okay, so we're going to do the third line. The third ayah says, وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ. Again, وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ. Again, وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ. Again, وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ. Shaf' means even. Does anybody know even and odd numbers? Give me an odd number. Yes. Okay, 5 is an odd number, yeah. 9 is an odd number, yes. 3, 7, 1. Okay, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Well done. 13. They're all odd numbers. And what are even numbers? Oh my goodness. You've got such clever kids here. I'm going home. Yes. Give me an even number. 12. Yeah, that's a wonderful even number. Yes. 4, 6, 2, 4. Oh my goodness, that is an even number. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. God, you're so clever. So he says, what is important are even numbers and odd numbers. Now let's look at the salah that you pray every day. How many rakats in morning, Fajr? How many rakats? 2. How many in Zohar? Oh, wait. First, that 2, is it even or odd? Even. How many in Zohar? 4. Even. How many in Asr? 4. Even. How many in Maghrib? Odd. It's 3. And how many in Isha? 4. It's even. So when he says that the odd and the even numbers are important, he may be talking about Salah. That means Maghrib is just as important as all the other ones as well. But he might be talking about Salatul Layl. What is Salatul Layl? What is Namaz Shab? Before that, how many rakats do you pray in a day? 2 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. Come on, add. 2 plus 4 is? 6. 6 plus 4 is? 10. 10 plus 3 is? 13. 13 plus 4 is? Oh, okay. So 17 rakats are wajib. But if you're really good, you should be praying 51. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll tell you what. If you are going to become good, then you'll pray 18. 17 plus 1. And is 1 even or odd? Odd? Yes. Okay. So in Namaz al-Shab, you can pray 1 rakat, which is known as witr. What did we say here? Washafi wal what? So 1 rakat, before you go to sleep, you do wudu, you get into your bed. You don't have to go into your musalla. You go into your bed, close your eyes. I need you to close your eyes. Go into your bed, close your eyes. Say Allahu Akbar. Then you say Surah Al-Fatiha, which is what? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. I still need eyes closed. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. Then you raise your hands in dua. How do you raise your hands in dua? And you say to him, Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilay. What do you say? Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilay. And then in English you say, Ya Allah, forgive me, my parents, my siblings, my friends, my teachers, and all the Muslims. What do you say? Forgive me, my parents, my siblings, oh my goodness, I forgot grandmothers. My grandmothers, my aunts, my uncles, my friends, my teachers, all of them. And then you say al-af. What do you say? Al-af. Again? Al-af. And you say that as many times as you want. Then you're still in your bed. So you bow down a little bit. You do ruku. What do you say in ruku? Subhana rabbiyal azimi wa bihamdi. Sami Allahu liman hamida. You close your eyes as though you're going to sajda and you say Subhana rabbiyal a'la wa bihamdi. Astaghfirullah rabbi wa atubu ilayh. Subhana rabbiyal a'la wa bihamdi. How do you say salam or tashahud? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And then you just say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Khalas. And if you do that for 40 days, I mean, you can get whatever you want. Just 40 days. You think you can do that? 40 days. Right, I need a salawat now. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraj. Let's go through what we did. Wal fajr, wal layalin ash, wal shaf'i wal watr. We'll start again. What did fajr mean? Dawn. What does layalin ashr mean? The 10 nights. What does shaf and watr mean? The even and the odd. And how many namaz, how many rakat should you be praying in a day? 70. I thought we said 18. 17 was your normal. What was that one you were going to do when you're going to sleep? Salatul Layl. Some people call it namaz-e-shab. That's okay too. So you're going to do wuzu, you're going to get into your bed, and you're going to do Salatul Layl. So every day when somebody says, how many rakats do you pray? What will you say? 18. Was that odd or even? Even. But before that, was it odd or even? Odd. So you had 17, but you're going to pray 18. Are you good with that? Let's start again. Give me the first 3 lines of Surah Al-Fajr. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Fajr. Wal Layalin Ashr. Wal Shaf'i wal Watr. And now we're going to do the 4th one. Wal Layli Idha Yasr. Can you say that for me? Wal Layli Idha Yasr. It basically means that the night when it takes a walk. Does the night take a walk? Yes, it does. Have you ever woken up in the morning and suddenly the night's gone? Yeah. And it doesn't go quickly. Does it run or does it walk? Walks. So Quran says, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرٍ. When the night, when it walks. So what was those 4 lines again? Look, you have to remind me. I'm getting so old. Wal, Fajr, then walayalin ash, washaf'i wal watr, walayli idha yasr. And you know what he says? Hal fi dhalika qasamun lidhi hijr. This is only important for people who are very, very clever. But people who are not clever will not know it. How many of you think you're clever? All right, so tell it to me then. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Fajr. Wal Layalin Ashr. Wal Shaf'i wal Watr. Wal Layli idha Yasr. Hal fi dhalika qasamun lidhi hijr. That's it. Just 5 ayat for today. How many have we got left? 25. If you know 5 in one day, can you just imagine what you're going to do in the next few days? I know. Okay, so now I need you to recite it. I'm not saying anything. Go on. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hal fi dhalika qasamul lidhi hijr. And what does wal fajr mean? Allah says the dawn is important. Then what does layalin ashr? The 10 nights. Wa shaf'i wal watr, the even and the odd. Wal layli idha yas, the night when it walks. And who really is going to understanding? Only people who are clever. Number 5 is clever. So number 1 is dawn. Number 2 is 10. Number 3 is odd and even. Number 4 is the walking night. And number 5 is clever. Are you good with that? You think you can tell me that tomorrow? You won't. Okay, now I need you to close your eyes because we're going to talk about Muharram. I need you to be really quiet and I need you to close your eyes. Now today is the first of Muharram. Now today, what did I say it was? The first of Muharram. Today, there was a man called Prophet Zachariah. And on the first of Muharram, he was quite old. He was 75 years old. And he said, I don't have any children. Ya Allah, I want a child. 75, and he wanted a child. So he told Allah, Ya Allah, you always listen to me. And guess what Allah gave him? A son. And his son was called Yahya. After he did his dua, Allah gave him his son 5 years later. But Imam Rida, which Imam is Imam Rida? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one? 8th. So Imam Rida says, if on the first of Muharram you ask for anything, God makes it true. So I need you to close your eyes. And the first thing you're going to pray for is for the children of Gaza to be able to find peace. I'll repeat that again. The first thing you're going to ask for is for the children of where? Of Gaza. You're going to ask Allah to give them the peace they deserve. Now ask for what you want. I'm going to let you ask for whatever you want for a little while. And if you are really clever, like Surah Al-Fajr says, you will first ask for your mom and dad, for your siblings, for your family, for your teachers, for your friends, and then you will ask for yourself. It's only if you're clever. You don't have to go in sajda. You can sit up and raise your hands in dua. All right. What I'd like you to do from tomorrow. Has anybody got a handkerchief with them? Have you? Where's your handkerchief? Something like that. It doesn't have to be black. It can be black, it can be white, it can be whatever color it is. But a handkerchief is good. Because if you cry even a little bit for Imam Hussein, then those tears, they're amazing. They will, when you hurt, it'll make you feel better, and you will always go to Jannah. If you don't have a handkerchief, it's okay, but maybe your mamas can get you a handkerchief tomorrow. You think you can do that? Tissues are a bit of a problem because they get lost, and they get snotty, and they get thrown away. So a handkerchief will be a good idea, okay? Okay, number 3. Number 3. Are you listening to me? Okay. Number 3 is Ayatollah Bahjat. He was an amazing man. He said, don't ever say that you are going to the majlis of Imam Hussein. When you go to a majlis, say, I am going to do the ziyarah of Imam Hussein. What do you say? I'm going to do the ziyarah. And ziyarah means that when you come to a majlis, you don't think about anything else but Imam Hussein. You don't fidget. Only if you're under 2 or you're a baby. It doesn't really matter. But otherwise, you just focus on Imam Hussein. Ziyarah actually means to turn away from everything except the person you're going to visit. So whenever you come to a majlis, you say you're coming to the ziyarah of Imam Hussein. Now, have you gone to other people's houses? Do you go to visit them? So you ring the doorbell, they open the door, and then what do you say? You say, Salamun alaikum. Ah, okay. So when you came here, who do you think invited you here? Sayyida Fatima. So when you come in the door, you say, Assalamu alayki ya Fatima. Can you say that for me? Assalamu alayki ya Fatima. You have to say that. And Imam Sadiq and Imam Rida, they told their companions, do you do ziyarah every day of Imam Hussein? They said, no. Every week? They said, no. Every month? They said, no. So he said, what is stopping you, when you finished all your work, to just go towards Karbala and say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Can you say that? Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. So when you look at the way this mosque is, that way is towards Karbala. Just at an angle. So turn towards Karbala, turn that way, bit at an angle, yeah, like that, and say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Go on. And I love it. You put your hand on your chest, which shows respect, okay? Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Now, it's not only for while you're here. It's not only for the 10 days of Muharram. But after every salah, you will say, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. I'm going to tell you a story, and I need you to be quiet. Okay. So there was this lady who died. And when she died, and she was buried in the graveyard, there was a man who was buried near her. And he came into the dream of his son. And he said, you know what, today? Somebody got buried near us who was amazing. Because when she came near us, it was like there was light in the graveyard. Everything became light. All of us, we loved it. It was just wonderful. There were angels everywhere. So he thought, I better go and find out who this lady was. She must have been really, really special. So he found the lady's name. He went to her house, and the door opened, and the husband was there. And he said, Salamun alaikum. And he said, Alaikum salam. He said, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I want to find out why your wife was so special. Because my father told me in his dream that so many angels were in the graveyard just because she came. So he said, well, my wife was a normal mama. She cooked, she cleaned, she looked after the children. She was really nice, but I don't know. So he said, but your wife must have done something special. He said, all I know is that when she finished all her work and she finished praying, she would go outside and she would take all the children and she would say, turn towards Karbala and say what? Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. And he realized that's the special thing she did. So when she did that, Imam Hussein was always with her, whether she was alive or whether she was dead. So I need you to remember that. When you see water, if you're going to drink water today, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Whatever you do, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Can you do that for me? Okay. Okay, now we're going to go to Karbala. So if you close your eyes, like literally close your eyes and look down. It's only 2 minutes. So Imam Hussein was leaving Medina. And when he was leaving Medina, the people of Medina were very sad. They said, please don't go. We don't like it when you go. He said, I have to go. Because if I stay here, they will cause chaos in Medina. That means they will come and fight in Medina, and I don't want that to happen. And the reason why they were looking for Imam Hussein was he said, I will not promise to follow and obey Yazid. Yazid was an awful man, awful. He used to kill people, he didn't pray, he used to drink, he used to be really mean. In fact, sometimes he used to take monkeys, dress them up as as Maulanas and put them on the mimbar. He just used to make people laugh. Even in the mosque, he didn't behave. It was really bad. And Imam Hussein said, I'm not going to promise to follow and obey you. So he had to leave Medina. So the first thing he did was he went to the grave of his mama and his grandpa to say goodbye. And then they all got onto these horses. Women, children, all of them. And somebody said, why are you taking children? He said, I'm taking my whole family. I need to take them all. Because they will represent every part of the community. Children are amazing. Anyway, so they got to Makkah. And when they got to Makkah, it was a time for Hajj. And people told him, please don't leave Makkah. He said, I have to. Because if I don't leave Makkah, they'll do the same. They'll come and fight in Makkah. And I don't want that to happen to the Kaaba. So Imam Hussein leaves. And he goes towards Karbala. He hates it. He hates going away from Makkah. So some people write that Imam was sitting the other way round on the horse. So he could say goodbye to Makkah all the time. Now he was going towards Kufa. Because that was a place, and you can look it up on the map, that was a place where people said, please come, we'll look after you. But when he was just about to get to Kufa, he was stopped. And the soldiers said, you can't go to Kufa. We're going to surround you, and you're going to go to a place where there's no one in the desert. And that place was called Karbala. When he got to Karbala, his sister said, I don't feel right here. It's horrible. There's something that's not quite right there. And he said, this is the place where they're going to kill us. This is the place where they're going to fight us. That's why you're not feeling good. I'd like you to close your eyes and think of children today who are surrounded, just like they were surrounded in Karbala. They're surrounded. Just like water was stopped to Imam Hussein, water is stopped to the children of Gaza today. They don't have food. They don't have water. They're surrounded. They're surrounded. And I'd like you to close your eyes. And I'd like you to pray for them and say, Ya Allah, I ask you in the name of Imam Hussein to help the people of Gaza, especially the children of Gaza who are suffering so much. Can you do that? Okay, so look down for a minute. Pray for them. And every time you go to sleep, every time you wake up, every time you pray for them because you don't know whose dua Allah will listen. And when children pray for children, my goodness, it can make mountains move. Okay? All right, so we're going to stand up and we're going to recite some marthiyas or nohas as such, and you will do matam. Do you know what matam is? Yeah. Okay, fine. So the same one that you knew about O my Asghar, so do that with me, and you have to do matam, okay? Matam means taking your hand and tapping your chest, okay? Right. Oh my Asghar, you went to the battlefield. You never came back. You asked for some water. They gave you an arrow. You never came back. Who shall I feed now? Who shall I clothe now? Who shall I rock now? Oh my Asghar, you went to the battlefield. You never came back. You asked for some water. They gave you an arrow. You never came back. Your cradle's empty, my heart is broken. Where can I find you? Oh my Asghar, you went to the battlefield. You never came back. You asked for some water, they gave you an arrow. You never came back. It's dark in the grave, son, the sand is burning. How will you sleep, my son? Oh, my asghar, you went to the battlefield, you never came back. You asked for some water, they gave you an arrow, you never came back. They brought some water, Sakina will not drink, she's bringing it for you. Oh, my asghar, you went to the battlefield, you never came back. You asked for some water, they gave you an arrow, you never came back. I'm going home, son, what will I say when Sughra asks, where's asghar? Oh, my asghar, you went to the battlefield, you never came back. You asked for some water, they gave you an arrow, you never came back. We have a salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil faraja. We're now going to recite ziyarah, so we'll turn around and recite it with me. Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين وعلى 9 المعصومين من ذريتك علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والحجة بن الحسن أجل الله فرجه وسخر الله مخرجه وظهورك. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل الساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توعا وتمتيه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. جزاكم الله خير إن شاء الله.